Good morning, other people watching YouTube. And today we are back in the farmer workplace and again trying to finish the maze part of this game. So let's load those save and start straight away. So, first of all, we just create a new maze. Here we are. As we can see, there's a corner. So, now what did we achieve? Let's try to start our server first. Here, and we'll see it's a bit broken. So let's check what do we have. So right now we have a starting hand position. So hand is our guidance, let's say it this way. And if we go forward, we need to ensure that our hand always touches the wall, as I explained last time. So let's see. If we didn't find treasure, we check it and we check it here. So if we can, then we try to move. And I guess this is where our problem currently is. That we don't switch up this part. So let's see. Get face position is this following entry. So let's see how do we get it. Let's try actually to pause the script right here. And just for the sake of the debugging, we extend like this. New direction. Is not possible, just is. Like this. Again, let me change back my language. And let's take this part. And now we can debug and see whether we have all the necessary data at this point. So let's we don't need a semicolon, standard post Pascal, I would say, issue. So we're here. This is east. Now, and this is again east. So let's see. If we have east, then we should get, hand is south. So now the question is, this should be correct. So here we should be able to change the direction of hand. So let's try to set a breakpoint here. Let's check the hand value. Hand is still south, so touches cannot move. and the can now is at east. So next we would have this part. So if hand is at east, then okay, that's an issue. Let's think about it. So even though the hand was correct, we either overwrite it somewhere or we just mix it all up, which makes actually no sense. So the question is, could be that somewhere we use it as a internal function. That's interesting. So my idea is now the following. First of all, I want to have all my defined functions on top. That's way more easy to manipulate versus the easier that goes here and we forget about it. What next I would want to do is to define an let's say initial if I would just type initial setup. Perfect. This is a function as well. And this will give us everything we have here. So like this, like this, and this should be also here. Perfect. Like this and like this. Now, while true, and the first thing we do is we set up the new variable, I would say. So we can take this with us. Like this. And now make another loop which just came into my mind. What we'll do is we make a while true function where at the first step we just perform initial setup. So like this. And after this one, we can do this rest part that we already have. So we have this. Let's do one more time. Here, 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 and here. Nice. So first things first, we define everything here. But the problem is, let's try it first. Yeah. So the problem is that we have these functions only inside. So probably we'll have to. Do we have to even, you know what, let's try it this way. Let's cut this out. Let's delete this part. Let's put it here. So this will be our initial setup. And from this point forward, we are just looking for the treasure. So let's try to start it. Okay, so we'll see it here. And we still don't check. We don't turn, which is a bit confusing to me. So how come don't we turn? Oh, that's a bit dumb, because here we have a typo. Will it work now? Let's see. Well, that's already better. So this is already way better. So we have found our first error. Now we need to make sure that this thing turns. So if touches the wall, if it cannot, though, then we could hear. So it doesn't touch the wall, meaning we should first of all turn with the face. First of all, we move face to get face position, and then get hand position. And then, if we can move, we move. And that's it. And this will be executed at least once, because we know that in the direction where our hand should be, we do not actually change it. So we know that if hand doesn't touch the wall, we can go there. Meaning we still need to recalculate our hand position. Hand equals, and here we do it like, and you know, here we don't do this. Here we just do hand, funny enough. And here we do get hand position from the new face. As it should be. So it's straight out. And here we go. And this, my lovely viewers, is how you solve the maze. And if I now generate anyways and just start my script again, I will see no more treasure, which is interesting. but as you can see, it still works. So this is very, very convenient. And now we can do, first of all, we can try to expand our land. Where do we have it? We need a lot of pumpkins. We need also a lot of other stuff, but for now, what do we want? We want to have horticulture, interesting, but that will come later. First, I would say we want more drones, and for that, we will build um, I will do the following. We stop here and uh, in the initial setup, we just make a new maze. Let's see. Here is our maze right here. Actually, I will do it as a new function in this file. Let's define it as generate maze. And this function will be also just making us a new maze every time we need. Like this, just with correct indent. Like here, and like here. Perfect. So we have it here, and we just do here the standard generate maze. Like this, and I need to stop putting semicolons. Let's try it out. Yeah, and of course, you may say that this is not the optimal way to solve the maze. However, this part is actually working as it should, meaning that we are definitely going to visit every part of the maze. We will visit for sure every single like individual square of this maze, and we don't care where the treasure spawns. And now, especially considering that we have the final upgrade for our speed, this is the easiest way to actually get our required treasure. And this is basically even the logic for not any like programming stuff, but it's just the standard way of solving the mazes in case you need it somewhere in your life. I doubt you will, but it's so fun. So, once again, for those who are wondering how it's working, instead of imagining how you navigate the tiles, you should think about that you navigate the wall. So imagine you are a painter and your job is to go through all the maze and paint every single wall which is in the maze. If you will try to go around and paint them like in both directions, slowly enough you will realize that you don't know at which point did you paint something at which you did not. So in this case, though, you always select the wall and you go after this wall once again and again and again. However, there is a very important note here to be made. This script works then and only then when you have no loops in your maze. Meaning, if you have a loop, then at some point you will return to the point where you already were. And you will go on and on and on. But this will be something for our future episodes. And we'll also solve it as a small, let's say, hint. In the future, we can solve it by creating a map with each coordinate, possible directions, and just remembering where we were. But that's a topic for a future video. But for now, I will not even spend our new treasure. I will save it for the new episode. But for now, I want to say thank you very much. Please leave a like, leave a comment, and also visit next streams. Also, make sure to be subscribed since my schedule is lately a bit, let's say, under question. So if you want, be sure to see all the new videos on your recordings. Make sure to be subscribed for the both YouTube and Twitch. With that being said, thank you very much.